Hey everyone, welcome back to Turner Mobile Detailing. Today we're filming part 2 of our 2-part video series where we're installing a ceramic coating on my 2016 Chevy Silverado. So if you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you stop right here and click on the video right here. There you'll see some of our later preparation stages where we did a one-step paint enhancement using Carpro Essence, which lays down a foundation layer of SiO2 ceramics, and then we coated all the black plastics and black plastic trim with Carpro DLUX. So today, in part 2, we're going to be installing Carpro CQUARTZ UK 3.0. Now this has been a super popular coating with a lot of my clients. It's very easy to apply, it's very durable. Now Carpro rates it at about 2 years. Now Carpro is known for severely underrating the longevity of its coatings. They say 2 years for CQUARTZ UK 3.0. However, as we did yesterday, if you lay down a layer of Essence, which is basically a primer, it lays down a foundation layer of SiO2 ceramic protection, and as you're polishing, you're basically massaging a layer of ceramic protection into your clear coat. Once that cures, it lays down a strong foundation layer for your ceramic coating to bond to. And then after topping with Carpro Reload and maintaining your coating every 4 to 6 months with a good wash like Carpro Reset or Carpro Echo 2, and then topping again with Carpro Reload, you should be able to get 3 years, maybe even more, out of Carpro CQUARTZ UK 3.0. Now Carpro says Essence needs about 24 hours to fully cure. They're telling you that after you've polished the vehicle with Essence and then you've buffed off the panels, it takes about 24 hours for all the solvents and the oils that were in that polish that are left behind on the surface to fully evaporate, leaving only the SiO2 layer behind. However, they do tell you that if you don't have 24 hours to wait, you can wipe the car down lightly with Carpro Eraser to remove those oils and still leave behind the layer of SiO2 protection. Now we're kind of in the middle here. We polished yesterday. We started polishing around noon yesterday, and it's 8 a.m. this morning. So what I'm going to do is just do an even lighter wipe down with Carpro Eraser. Just spritz a little on the towel. I'm not even going to spray any on the panel. Go over the entire vehicle. That way every inch of every panel is totally clean of any polishing oils or solvents, but yet leaving behind that foundation of SiO2 protection, especially important for our ceramic coating to bond to. Okay, so that's the plan for today. Now that I've laid it all out for you, let's get started. When prepping a panel for a ceramic coating, I like using a dedicated panel prep, in this case Carpro Eraser, over a simple IPA solution. As usual, we're using a brand new towel straight out of the package. Carpro Eraser in particular doesn't just break down the residual oils that may be left over on the panel, but it actually breaks them down and lifts them off, far more than your traditional IPA panel wipe. I have to admit, I absolutely love the way Carpro Eraser is scented. If you take the scent of Dawn dish soap and mix it with Lysol disinfectant spray, I think you'd be pretty close to the scent of Carpro Eraser. It smells absolutely fresh and clean. Okay, so we've gone ahead and wiped down the entire vehicle with Carpro Eraser. We're totally ready to go. Now it's time to apply our ceramic coating, Carpro CQUARTZ UK 3.0. I've even gone ahead and popped the hood so I can get to this little edge that's right underneath the lip of the hood. So we've already gone and done a test section in the back of the truck. It's currently about 50 degrees with very low humidity right now. It took about 2.5 to 3 minutes to fully flash, so that's the time frame we'll be working with. I'm not going to film coating the entire vehicle, but I'm going to film doing the hood, and then periodically here and there throughout the rest of the vehicle, I'll bring you in to see how we do different areas. Let's do it. Now for the first section that I'm applying the ceramic coating to, I'm going to show you pretty much in real time. Now you can go faster, you can go slower, although I wouldn't really go much slower. But if you're applying a coating for the very first time, I would suggest going about this speed, getting the hang of it, getting used to working with the product, and then after you get comfortable with the product, then you can start moving a little bit faster. Now let's take a look at the coating after it's been applied to the panel. Notice the flashing process. You start to see some rainbowing after a minute or two. But remember, the speed of the flashing process will depend on the ambient temperature and humidity. And now that the solvents in the coated area have flashed off properly, it's time to buff off the remaining solvents. Here I'm using one of Carpro's micro suede buffing towels. Now I also recommend using an inspection light, whether it's a dedicated swirl finder light or a good quality LED wand light like the one you see me using here. This way you can thoroughly inspect the area that you just applied and buffed off to make sure you didn't miss any high spots. Because remember, if you let the coating cure with those high spots there, they're permanent. So we've done one coat on the entire front end. We did the hood, both front fenders, and the front grille area. Now Carpro says to recoat within 1 hour. Now it's nearly impossible to do a vehicle of this size, one coat in 1 hour. So what we're gonna have to do is break it down into sections. So we started at the hood. It's been just a hair over an hour since we started. You've got about a 20-minute window within that hour mark. 10 minutes one way, 10 minutes the other way. So what we're going to do now is do our second coat on the hood, the front fenders, and the front grille and bumper area. Okay, we're at the point where we're doing our second coat on our front grille and bumper area. We're within a few minutes of 1 hour later as to when we started this area. We started at about 9:45, and it's 10:40 now. So that's about 1 hour, again with about a 20-minute all-around window, 10 minutes either way of the 1 hour mark. These little foam applicator swabs are a great little tool to get product into those hard to reach places to make sure every little nook and cranny is protected. When applying a coating and also buffing off a coating in an intricate area such as a front grille or a front fascia area, it's important just to take your time, mind the details, because if you rush, you will miss areas and you will regret it. And again, an inspection light is even more important when dealing with intricate areas because it helps you see into areas where you might not normally notice. Okay, so we've done a second coat on our entire front end, which consists of the hood, the two front fenders, and the entire grille, fascia, and bumper areas. So it's now a little bit after 11. We first started our first coat at 9 o'clock. We started our second coat at 10 o'clock. Now CARPRO says to top it off with Reload, top it off after 1 hour after your second coat or whatever your final application is. In this case, it's our second coat. So again, it's 11, a few minutes after 11. It's been 1 hour since we started our second coat. So therefore, it's time to start our sealant process with CARPRO Reload. Reload is one of the easiest ceramic sealants on the market to use, in my opinion. What it's going to do is lay down a sacrificial layer on top of your full ceramic coating, protecting it from the elements so that it can safely and properly cure. Now remember, when applying Reload, the time ratios of application are not going to be the same as when you're applying the actual ceramic coating. You want each process on each panel to be spaced out about 1 hour. Give a few minutes either way. So since it takes less time to apply Reload than it does CQUARTZ UK 3.0, when you start your first panel with Reload and you finish it, you're going to have some downtime between the 1 hour mark of when you started the second panel. So just keep that in mind. So now that the front end is completely done, we've applied 2 coats of CQUARTZ UK 3.0 and 1 coat of Reload. So now we're going to move on to our side panels, and it's time to start all over with our first coat of CQUARTZ UK 3.0. Now something you want to be mindful of is about every 2 to 3 panels, you want to switch out your micro suede applicator pad because it'll look like this after a while, and you don't want to be rubbing this against your nice clean panels. And don't forget your door edges. Those foam applicator swabs come in handy again when doing in and around intricate logo badges. Now that it's flashed, let's buff down that first coat. Here's a pro tip for you. If you're working on a vehicle that's too large where you can't get around the whole vehicle with a single coat in less than an hour, or at least at the 1 hour mark, then keep a log of the time that you completed each panel. Either a digital log, or what I like to do is a handwritten log. That way I know when each panel was completed, and I know when each panel needs to be second coated after 1 hour. Also, take a log of when you completed the second coat. That way you know exactly when to go back and top the coating with Reload. So here I've jumped you ahead to the second coat of our coating application process. When you're buffing off the coating, after it's flashed and you're buffing the coating off, especially for my second and final buffing towel, I always make sure to use the low pile side. The low pile side of the towel gives you much more scrubbing action, where the high pile side of the towel is much more likely to just push material around. now it's time to top it off with Reload. So the tailgate was the final section of the truck to be done. Now let's take a look around the vehicle and see how she came out. Under the artificial shop lights, the coating looks absolutely amazing, like a perfect mirror finish. Now let's get a look at what the coating looks like in natural daylight. Okay, so that is it. It's actually the end of our third day. We let the coating cure for 24 hours undercover. So in our first video, we went through the second half of the preparation process. If you haven't seen that video out, you can check it out right up here. And then right here in our second video, we went through the entire process of installing Carpro CQUARTZ UK 3.0. And then we topped it off with Reload. So we should be absolutely good to go. Carpro says after another 24 hours, so 48 total, the coating will be fully cured. And we've got Reload as a topper to protect it as it fully cures. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this 2-video process. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. And if you did, please don't hesitate to hit that like button down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future auto detailing content just like this. As always, I'm Seth with Turner Mobile Detailing, and we'll see you in the next video.